Hello, this is Jeff Allen Travels, and what I'm doing is I'm going to do a little bit of a walk through for those coming to or from the Venice parking facility, because many people here will arrive by train, others with private organized groups, and sometimes some people need the access to and from Venice, and they sort of don't know exactly the best way to do things. So I'm going to try it with this face tracker and my microphone. But in behind me here, standing in Piazzale, Roma, it's the only place in Venice which is called Roma, as in Piazzale, Roma. Right behind me here in this piazza, you can see there are taxis. Now, there is an official price for a taxi to the airport, so I'm assuming it's about the same price to come back again. And there is a phone number that you can call if need be, 041 5964. And the cost of a taxi from Venezia Piazzale Roma to the airport is €40. €40. It's a good taxi service, yeah? And the service is to Mestre Ospedale is €25, to Mestre Central, which is the local township, €23, and to the cruise terminal is €20 from Piazzale Roma. So there's your taxis, and there tends to be a taxi here most of the time. I find there's always a taxi or two here. So next point is instead of the €40, you could take the bus number 5, which is the bus number 5, which is the a service. It's a regular service. It goes 3 times an hour. There's a schedule of that bus service. So just look it up online. Of the ACTV Aerobus is what you need to find out. And what are the timings here? Is it like on weekdays right through to Saturday is like 10 past the hour, 25 past the hour, 40 past the hour, and 55 past the hour? Is that correct? Sounds good to me. And then on the weekends, at least on a Sunday or festive days, it's like every hour, and then 20 minutes past the hour and 40 minutes past the hour. And it starts in the morning at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and it finishes at almost midnight. 23:40 is the last of the services to be able to make your way to and from. It takes about 20 minutes, €12, and buy yourself a ticket over at the ticket terminal. So the ticket terminal is just over there, or I believe you should be able to buy it online, ACTV Aerobus. But there's the ticketing terminal, so you can buy your tickets at this spot over here. So you got the information telling you the departures, and then just in behind me is the ticketing agency or office. And then you've got to cross this bridge. This is the new bridge, or Canatrava Bridge, as it's more often referred to as the architect. Is this bridge got some little stairs, right? So when you go on this bridge here, you might have to drag your luggage, but there are little stairs, making it just a little bit easier in some senses, considering the other bridge, which is the Scalzi Bridge, is going to be harder work than this bridge. So if you can get you and your luggage over this bridge either direction. And this is now crossing over the Canal Grande, which is the Grand Canal. You can see now I'm just at the top, and it's a matter of making your way down these stairs. Be careful of the wheels on your suitcase. Thump your suitcase around too much, those wheels might just break off, so do your best. Sometimes there are guys either side with a trolley there to help you across for a fee. So if you want help to get across the bridge with your luggage, you'll find sometimes these guys here. Ciao, buongiorno. Quanto costa per pezzo valigia attraversare la strada?
Quante valigie?
Say qualcuno ce l'ha uno, just one piece.
One piece.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yeah.
It's five.
€5, 2 pieces.
Two pieces. It depends. Only this way.
Yeah, just to go over across the bridge.
Maybe sometimes €6.
5, 6. About it. It starts off at €5 for a piece, and then just talk to the chap as depending on how many pieces you have, and also how big those pieces are.
If the many, maybe it's a one. We can pay maybe €2.
Maybe
Many.
if there's many, then it might be like €2 a piece over and above that first piece. And you guys generally here in the morning from what time?
In the morning from 6 o'clock going
6 a.m. through till
to maybe sometimes 11.
sometimes 11 at night. But that's your kind of your luggage service. Grazie. So you can, I don't think they'll take credit card. But that is just the way, in case you're a bit concerned about having to carry or take your luggage across that bridge. There is generally somebody there, and like €5 into the day, you know, it's still going to be reasonable, because if you decide to go from Venice with one of these water taxis, you're talking about €160, and of course you probably want to give the driver extra money for at least a tip, maybe a couple of euro or €1 at least per luggage that you load into the water taxi, in case you decided that you wanted to do water taxi to the airport. So water taxi to the airport is going to take around 20-25 minutes is my guess. And then you still have to go from the dock terminal at the airport. You have to go then through a kind of a corridor on a conveyor belt, so it takes a little bit of time. Whereas if you go to get the airport bus service for €12 each, you know, you get dropped off at the door of the airport. So just, you know, so it creates a similar type of amount of walking between dock and the airport, in this case here between Piazzale, Roma, and this side closer to the station. So I was talking to the taxi guys. If you take they're saying like if you had 4 people together and you were taking the bus, well, you're spending €12 per person, so that's going to make it €48. But if you took a taxi with luggage, it's got an official rate of €40 and whatever else you might give as a gratuity to the driver. So it actually makes more sense just to take a taxi, and the taxi, the duration will be about 20 minutes. And generally speaking, I found that the taxi drivers in the Veneto to be quite they hold a good reputation as far as, you know, being fair with the customers, with their passengers. So, and there you go. So now you've got the train station. So some of you might arrive by train, and that's the major train station here, which is called Stazione Santa Lucia train station. So you get to come right into town, but also make sure if you are coming into Venice that you want to check out the situation with the necessity to pay a entry permit. All right, so to be able to on some particular days, as you can see, there's the code. So if you can try and scan that code, and then you can bring up online whether or not you will be required to pay €5 if you pay it in advance, and if you fail to pay that in advance, it will cost you €10, and it means that you've got access fee, which is due from 8:30 to 4 o'clock on the listed days. So like, for example, in July is 2026 is going to be on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 24th, 25th, 26th, and that's to come into Venice. So there will be these people here which will be there to ensure that you have paid that tax. Otherwise, you will not be permitted to enter into Venice without paying this something of a visitor's fee to access the city. So have a look out for the website. cda.ve.it. So it's cda.ve.it, and that's your website, so you can check out the days, or just put into your search Venice access fee, and I'm sure you'll come up pretty quickly with hopefully the official company. Don't want to be paying that to anybody who's posing as the official company, so that you're able to do that. Make sure you're prepared with your fee payment to come into Venice, and then if you are using a taxi to and from the station, you know, you're talking, as I say, you'll get these taxi places for the water taxis, known as otherwise as motoscafi. So these are really nice boats, which you can get yourself to the airport. C'è lo servizio per aeroporto. It's a good service, quick, direct service to the airport. About 20 minutes, 20 minuti, 150. Il prezzo 150 più la mancia per la valigia. Say voi, in case you would like to. But yeah, it's 150 cash. Anche carta di credito, si può pagare con carta, and you can pay by credit card in order to get yourself from the station to the airport. The most direct, the most luxurious way you could say is like traveling by a boat. Anyway, so once you come into this area, you want to make sure, or vice versa, if you're going the opposite direction, you see there we've got the Scalzi Bridge, but you want to just be careful of your possessions, especially if you've just arrived. Your body language that you'll have is potentially could create a little bit of interest, because it is a place, although I haven't seen any issues as such in the last few days of being here by the station, but on occasion you can get the pickpockets that might be sort of following you on a platform, or kind of like remaining somewhat close to you. So just be careful with your possessions. You know, if it's hard for you to get into your wallet and other items, then it's going to be hard for them. So keep an eye on that, and you should have a nice, enjoyable time, as long as you've got, good weather. But hey, Venice, it does rain once every 5 days, they say, so don't be surprised if it rains. Floods happen from time to time. But if you want to find, if you're tired and you want a nice drink, and you want somewhere close to the station with a beautiful terrazza overlooking the Grand Canal, I would suggest to come here. This place here is called the Trattoria Povoledo. It's a really nice place. Staff are really nice, and they're always standing out here, and they're suggesting to people to go in. Some people seem to be like, no, I'm busy, I can't go in. But actually, you'll find of many of the places here in Venice, the Povoledo is one of the friendliest. It's got their own pizza oven, so if you want pizza, although Venetians don't really eat pizza unless it's a particular sort of a day for it, but otherwise you get nice seafood here, and you will also find that the drinks and everything else is of a reasonable price, which is always a difficult thing to find here in Venice, because sometimes Venice can be quite expensive. And they also look after the people who are after gluten-free, so special dietary requirements, and very close to the station. But anyway, that's it from Jeff Allen Travels for now, and I will post this onto the YouTube, and we'll see if anybody finds it of use. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. That way I know that actually what I'm doing is of some sort of value. And subscribe if you want to subscribe. I don't think I've got any subscribers, so that would be quite an interesting and a new sort of a thing for me. Anyway, thanks and bye for now.